Imagine a world where ambition burns brightly, like a distant star on the horizon, but the body remains rooted, unwilling to take the first step. This is the silent struggle of countless people, the ones who dream of more, who envision greatness, but find themselves ensnared by lethargy, their willpower sapped by comfort and procrastination. If you have ever felt the weight of your own potential pressing down on you, yet felt powerless to act, this tale is for you. Imagine a world where ambition burns brightly, like a distant star on the horizon, but the body remains rooted, unwilling to take the first step. This is the silent struggle of countless people, the ones who dream of more, who envision greatness, but find themselves ensnared by lethargy, their willpower sapped by comfort and procrastination. If you have ever felt the weight of your own potential pressing down on you, yet felt powerless to act, this tale is for you. Once, in a small village nestled between rolling hills and vibrant forests, lived a young man named Eli. From the earliest days of his childhood, Eli was known for his imagination. He would lie in the fields, watching the clouds drift by, and dream up grand adventures, of building bridges taller than trees, of leading expeditions to distant lands, and of inspiring others with his words. His mind was a cauldron of ambition, boiling over with plans and possibilities. But as the years passed, something peculiar happened. While Eli's dreams grew ever more elaborate, his actions became less and less frequent. Each morning, he would wake with a spark of excitement, telling himself that today would be the day he started his journey. Yet, as the sun rose higher, he would find himself pulled back into the comfort of his bed, lured by the softness of his pillow and the warmth of the morning light. Eli would promise himself that he would begin after breakfast, then after lunch, then after just one more story, one more scroll through his favorite tales, one more lazy afternoon in the shade. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Each evening, he would lie awake, haunted by the gap between his ambition and his actions, certain that tomorrow he would change. One day, as Eli wandered the village square, he encountered an old woman sitting on a bench, her back stooped but her eyes bright and alert. She was surrounded by curious children, listening as she recounted stories of her youth, of mountains climbed, rivers crossed, and distant cities explored. Intrigued, Eli approached and waited for the crowd to disperse. When he finally sat beside her, he confessed, "I have so many dreams, but I can never seem to begin. I tell myself I will start tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. Why am I like this?" The old woman smiled gently, recognizing the ache in his voice. "Let me tell you a story," she said, "of two seeds planted side by side in the springtime. One seed, eager to grow, pushed its roots deep into the earth and reached for the sun. The other seed, though just as full of potential, hesitated. It worried about the cold, about the rain, about the effort it would take. So it waited, telling itself it would grow when conditions were perfect. Season after season passed, and while the first seed became a mighty tree, the second remained buried in the soil, its potential never realized. It was ambition trapped by fear and comfort." Eli pondered this story. "But what if I fail?" he asked. "What if I start and it's too hard, or I don't succeed as I hoped?" She chuckled softly. "Failure is not the opposite of success, but a part of it. Every great person you have ever heard of failed, often many times. The difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who do not is not the absence of failure, but the willingness to begin despite it." Her words echoed in Eli's mind for days. He realized that his ambition, though powerful, had become a burden because it was never translated into action. The more he dreamed without doing, the heavier it felt, until it became a source of shame rather than inspiration. Determined to change, Eli decided to start small. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment, he chose one simple task each day. writing a single page of his story, taking a short walk beyond the village, speaking to someone new. At first, the tasks felt insignificant, almost laughable compared to the grandeur of his dreams. But with each completed action, something inside him shifted. The gap between his ambition and reality began to narrow. He discovered that momentum is a powerful ally. Each small victory made the next step easier. What had once felt impossible now seemed within reach. His confidence grew, not from the magnitude of his accomplishments, but from the consistency of his efforts. The fear of failure faded, replaced by a quiet pride in his persistence. As the seasons passed, Eli became known not just for his dreams, but for his actions. He built a bridge over the river that ran through the village, connecting both sides and bringing people together. He organized storytelling nights, inspiring others to chase their own ambitions, no matter how modest the beginning. His life became a testament to the truth that action, however small, is the antidote to the paralysis of ambition. Looking back, Eli realized that the hardest part had never been the work itself, but the decision to start. The comfort of inaction is seductive, but it comes at the cost of regret. Each day spent waiting for the perfect moment is a day lost forever. The story of Eli teaches us that ambition without action is like a ship without a sail, full of potential, but destined to drift. If you find yourself dreaming of a better life, a greater purpose, or a new adventure, remember this: you do not need to climb the entire mountain today. You only need to take the first step. Start small. Celebrate progress, not perfection. Embrace failure as a teacher, not a foe. The world is changed not by those who wait for ideal conditions, but by those who dare to begin, however uncertain the outcome. So the next time you feel the weight of your own dreams pressing down on you, remember Eli. Let his journey remind you that greatness is not reserved for the flawless or the fearless, but for those willing to try again and again until their ambition is matched by their actions. You are capable of more than you know. The future you desire is not as distant as it seems. Take that first step today, no matter how small, and watch as your life transforms, one action, one day, one dream at a time. Dreams will remain just dreams unless you take action, even if it's just one small step today.